Before we start, I just want to thank our sponsors, Kernow Valeting and Detailing. They offer various amounts of services, and one service they offer is paint correction, which starts from £120. It includes a full decontamination machine polish, and then it is protected with wax or sealant, which is an extra £10, which will remove 90% of all scratches, swells and holograms and leave a high gloss finish on your car. They also offer a clay bar treatment valet, which includes sort of an interior vacuum. They clean the plastics on the inside, they clean the windows, it gives a shampoo wash, high quality clean, and then finish it off with this clay bar treatment. It costs around £70. If you quote Kernow Kast, then you can receive £10 off your next clay bar treatment. So that's our sponsors, Kernow Valeting and Detailing, so go and check them out. Thank you. Welcome to the Kernow Kast. I'm Lewis Paulin, and this is episode 21 of the podcast. And in this episode, I have a chap called Mike B, who is from Big Box Advertising. So this episode is all about advertising. He has these electronic, TVs basically, they have adverts and stuff placed in different places all over Cornwall, and they also have billboards that are situated all over the southwest, and obviously you hear all about it in the show. You can find Mike on LinkedIn, you can find Big Box Advertising on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Search for @BigBoxAds to find them on them pair. They also have a website, bigboxadvertising.com, so you can search and have a little look. They've got loads of options. They're very good at bespoke advertising for your needs, and they can cater for all sorts of needs. Talking of advertising, you can advertise on the Kernow Kast from £1 per show. Little short 1 minute videos that go on over the top of the conversation, and £1 for that, and you can buy them in sort of 25, 50 or 100, and if you buy 100 you get 10 audio ads for free, which are priced at £2 each, and each of those are on the video and on the downloadable audio version as well. So I think it's ridiculously cheap, but I'm doing it just to give me, hopefully just to get a little bit of income from this, and then go into next year and maybe look and see what I'm like in 2019. So yeah, contact me if you're interested in that. That'll be spot on. The introductory music this week is by a Sonostal band called True Collision. Their track is called Get Crazy With Me Tonight, and they have a website, truecollision.com. They're on Facebook and YouTube, and obviously all the links for them and Mike are going to be in the description. So yeah, go and check that out. One more quick thing, I have a vlog up. I'm going to be doing a weekly vlog now, and it's just going to be me updating what I've done throughout that week with a little bit here and there. It's nothing going to be fancy, short, sweet. I mean, the first one's probably the longest because I've had a lot to talk about till now. So go and check that out. It's on YouTube. Yeah, and for now, have a good listen to True Collision, Get Crazy With Me Tonight, and enjoy my conversation with Mike. See you directly. Cheers!
I'm betrothed to you. You're betrothed.
welcome to the Kernow Kast. Today, my guest is Mike B from Big Box Advertising.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, very well. Not too
Good.
bad. Been a bit of a rush of a day, but
yeah,
I'm glad I'm here to do this.
Excellent.
So, my first question is sort of what is Big Box Advertising, and sort of roughly, in a brief way, what do you offer and what do you do?
So, Big Box Advertising, we started back in October last year. We're a company, we kind of hold two hats, a little bit like everyone at the Cornwall partnership meetings. But we have two hats really. We half of our business is outdoor static billboards. So in the industry they call them 48 sheets, so large 6 metre by 3 metre billboards. You will have seen one of our billboards in Cornwall at some point in the last week. One of them, it's actually three of them should I say, is right next to the train station in Truro, right opposite. There's three of ours there. So that's one half of our business. And the other half is we install digital information screens in high footfall areas. Right. So just to give you an example of one of our locations is over at St Neville go-karting circuit. And we've got a 48-inch advertising screen in there. Obviously they've got a dwell time of people that come in, and they're about 15 minutes. So it gives business a really good opportunity to get their business seen within that time. So that's what we do. We offer advertising on those two, and we build packages in for clients on all of it. So they can either advertise on the screens or on the billboards or on both.
Fantastic. That's great. So you said, just sort of going back to sort of the beginning, which was, you said October last year. So you've not been going that long?
No, not at all. No.
So sort of, why was it that you sort of started, and how has it been going so far for you?
Well, we wanted to, I've been working in the industry for a good kind of 7 years now in advertising in Cornwall. And I saw a gap in the market for digital information screens which had really interesting content on them. We believe that there's nothing worse than if you walk into a place and there's just a screen with advert after advert after advert on there. We believe that if you provide people with really interesting content, which is kind of relevant to the location that they're actually at, looking at the screen, then they're going to be more engaged with it. So like maybe a live feed of the go-karts going round, for example, between the adverts. It's funny you should say that, actually, because we've got some really good GoPro footage on that particular screen that was actually given to us by St Neville. Of the go-karts actually going around doing fastest laps and things like that.
Perfect.
So we started on that premise, is that we could provide really good content, but also offer really good venues in which to advertise your business, which have really good footfall, really high footfall, and a really good dwell time, which is really important. So that's where we started, but obviously we also found our way into the outdoor signage side of things as well, which again I've got experience in from other businesses in the past, and eventually one day I think it'd be good to more them both together.
We'll have massive billboard screens.
Definitely.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. So that's basically how we started.
Brilliant. So sort of, you've kind of touched on, so you call them the out of home advertising.
That's correct. OOH as they call it.
And so sort of, what are the key? You kind of touched on it, but if you could just expand on it a little bit, what are the sort of key benefits to this advertising then for a particular business?
Well, outdoor advertising has been around since the Romans. It's one of the oldest forms of advertising, posters. You think of it as the front of a shop, someone's got a sign above it. It's been around for years and years, and people really react to it. It stays in the subliminal memory. And with outdoor advertising, there's some statistics that I can try and bring to my head if I can, but 98% of people see an out-of-home advert every day. And I think from the stats, 26% of those people actually visit a website after seeing an out-of-home advert for that business. So it still works. It still has a place in the mix, in the marketing mix. A lot of companies still really love to do it, especially with Cornwall being so tourist-led. You've got 7 million tourists a year that visit Cornwall. A lot of them just come down for the scenery, but they may also be looking for something to do, or they may be looking maybe for somewhere to stay next year. They might be forward planning their next year's holiday. And that's just the tourist industry. You can take into account shops and local restaurants, which could benefit from having a billboard just down the road from a hotel, or down the road from a holiday park.
Yeah, definitely.
And likewise, if you're in an attraction and you see, so for example, St Eville, you're taking the kids out for the day to go on the go-karts, and you see a digital advertising screen on there with information about the local area, but also an advert pops up for, another attraction in the area.
Yeah.
Then you think, okay,
we could go there tomorrow. We had no plans.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why it works really well.
Brilliant. So you've got kind of two ends to this, from what I've sort of looked into. You've got the host side of it, and the advertiser side of it.
That's correct. Yeah.
So if we just touch on sort of the hosts first, then so how does it work for them? So say, for example, St Eville Go-Kart.
Yeah.
How does it work for them? What sort of benefits do they receive, and what's the link there then?
Yeah, so I mean, we allow them to use their own screen essentially. So we install it in there. They can use it to put all their own in-house marketing opportunities on there. One of the hardest things actually for a business is to actually be able to communicate with their own customers while they're in their premises. Yeah. Because how do you make that approach? If you've got an event coming, you can't just go up to them and blurt it out. You look weird. No. So that's a benefit that they get, is that also they can use the screen for their own benefit, and it works really well in that way.
I think I might have read something on your website that said something about they can generate revenue from it.
That's correct. That's the other option as well. So essentially, we can actually install the screen, which doesn't cost anything, whatsoever.
To the host,
nothing at all. So they can. We put the screen in. We run it. We run all the software. All we need is a plug and a bit of internet. Right. Simple as that. And then we actually pay them a revenue. For each advert that we actually sell onto their screen. Yeah. But they can also use it themselves.
Okay, brilliant. How do you sort of work that out then, on what sort of, because the difficult thing with advertising is sort of knowing how much you're spending and then what sort of return you're getting on that, isn't it? It's very difficult to find the right price. Sort of how do you work on that?
It's all based on footfall.
Yeah.
So if a location has a really, really high footfall, we charge a little bit more for it. Yeah. But it's a fair price. I mean, take St Eville go-karting circuit for example. I mean, they obviously their footfall varies depending on the season, but on a busy day up there, they can actually get 850 riders through the door a day.
Yeah, wow,
which is crazy. Yeah. So I mean, for that particular location, as a business, if you wanted to advertise there, we actually only charge £300 plus VAT, and that's for 12 months. Okay, on that screen. That gives you a 10-second advert, which runs in a rotation, obviously. And the rotation varies obviously, but it's still only 2 or 3 minutes to 2.5 minutes, I think, at the moment. Yeah. But you can also, as part of the price, there's no hidden cost within that, to actually change the artwork throughout the year as many times as you like, completely for free. Wow. And we also design the artwork for you if you need us to.
Oh right, wow. So that's actually moved on towards the advertiser side of things, which is great, and that seems like a really great price for that sort of amount of people that
we think so.
Can see. So you said that they can update their advertising sort of as and when almost. Can they do? Do they have to do it through you, or can they do it through the internet?
Well, no, they do it through us. Right. Because the reason why we do that is for quality control. Because we like to look after our customers. Yeah. So the last thing that we want is for them to put something together. I mean, it's not that we don't doubt their ability in design, but we always like to quality check it to ensure that they're going to get the best from it. Right. And we've got experience within that industry to be able to look at an advert and go, I think actually that will work or that won't. And we're quite honest. We think that, we know how to fill up an advertising screen and what you can put on there and how much information can be taken in within 10 seconds or 20 or 30.
Yeah, because you don't want necessarily something that's just got, if you've got 10 seconds, then you don't want to have four paragraphs that you need to then wait for the next 10 seconds for them to read the rest of it. Yeah,
and this is it. Really, all you need in that situation for a 10-second is more based around brand awareness. So you want your company name, what it is that you do, your phone number and your website. Yeah. It's simple as that. But obviously, as you know, we work really closely with the Cornwall channel and Shane Solomon, and we can do 30-second videos as well. Yeah. So a lot of clients do like to use video because they can generally get a bit more information across in a video, especially for 30 seconds. Oh, yeah. Because a lot more visual, people pick it up.
Well, I mean, that's why television advertising has done so well in its time.
Definitely. And this is what we like to think of ourselves as, especially with as a good example, television advert that you just said then. Obviously, you've got some really interesting content that you're looking at and you're interested in, say the local weather or the news, or a video for St Neville, the GoPros going around, and then suddenly an advert. Yeah. And then a bit more content, then an advert. And that's kind of how we do things.
I mean, that's similar to sort of what I'm doing with my podcast. Obviously I showed you.
We had a conversation earlier. Yeah, definitely.
So, I think that's definitely sort of the way it needs to go, because I don't think that, like you said actually before, we was talking about it, people don't respond just to advert.
That's right.
They'll just be like, it's just adverts.
Yeah, they'll switch off immediately. Yeah.
That's right, and you need that attention on the screen. Yeah. For people to actually look at the advert.
Yeah, exactly. You need that dwell time as well, don't you?
100%.
And the interest. And the adverts, the people that are advertising in that location, say, it needs to be right for them. They get a lot of families in that place with kids. So you need to ensure that the demographic that advertiser is targeting is families with kids. Yeah. We're very proud in this company to say that we don't. If someone would approach me with saying that they want to put an advert in a certain location, if I didn't think it was right for them, I'd talk them through it. Right. I think if an attraction came to me, for example, and said, that's probably a bad example. I would say if maybe a vet came to me, for example, and said that they wanted to advertise in a holiday park, just as an example. I mean, it may work. There may be people on holiday with pets, but you're not really going to...
The likelihood of that pet falling ill and needing a vet at that time...
Exactly, and then go to the screen, and it's not necessarily going to work very well for you. Yeah.
But it's not like if your pet falls ill on your holiday, you're literally going to go to the nearest vet, aren't you? Of course you are. And someone's going to take you there. Yeah, you're just gone.
But if you're an attraction, on the other hand, and you want to advertise on a holiday park, that is right for you. Yeah. Yeah,
100%.
Or an attraction, you want to advertise at St Neville. We have agreements with all our hosts, so they tell us the types of companies that they don't want advertising on their own screen. Okay, yeah. So the good thing about St Neville is they're happy to have other attractions, right? Because they believe people coming through the door, they're already carting. Well, so why does it matter if they know about other attractions?
It's unlikely they're going to come twice in a week, isn't it?
Then they're going to see them. So. This is the key thing, is that we get the right fit for the right location. And that's what we pride ourselves on, is being able to offer businesses the right location for them, which in turn will hopefully give them better return on investment, so they're more likely to stay with us. Yeah.
Is there a way to sort of calculate where... So if a customer sees the advert on the screen, is there a way to sort of calculate if that person's, is there like a keyword or something, or can you offer?
Some of our customers do that within their artwork actually, and we encourage it. I mean, the customers tend to do a couple of things. They'll either do it for brand awareness, so they're not necessarily worried about particularly tracking it. Yeah. As long as it's part of their overall growth, they're kind of happy with that, and their overall marketing mix, again, they're fairly happy with that. But some clients do like to track exactly where their inquiries have come from. Yeah. So they'll put things like a call to action on their advert. So, quote, I don't know, Creedy 10. Kernow Kast 10, and receive 10% off. Yeah. And then they'll track how many people have come in with that code throughout the year. Or they can change it throughout the year. Yeah. So they can have different codes, different things. Yeah. And likewise, if they advertise on all of our screens, not just one of our locations, they can actually have different artwork in different places to be area specific. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which again we encourage, because I think if you're looking to track it, the best thing to do is maybe take all of our screens and see which ones work best for you.
Oh yeah, for like a short period, and then...
Well, no, we do them all for a year. Yeah. Oh, but, okay. At the end of the year, that you can actually track which ones will work really well for you. Right. Yeah. And then obviously at the end of the year we can assess it and go from there really. And same with the billboards.
Perfect. So actually going on to the billboards then, how do you sort of... Because I know of a couple in St Austell, because I used to do a lot of deliveries around St Austell. Yeah. Got a big one down on the bottom of Alexandra Road by the little roundabout there.
That's right, yeah. Next to the Capital Bingo.
Yeah, that's right. And
that's one of ours.
And I looked at the figures that you on your website for that, and they just mad amounts
staggering
of people that are driving through there.
I know.
When you add it up.
We've collected our figures from the Department for Transport.
Mm-hmm.
They do. You may see them out on the road. Actually, there's little guys with clipboards.
Yeah, they're sitting on the side. Yeah,
you don't see it so much these days. The last time it was done, I think it was last year in Cornwall. But we've managed to pick those figures from there. So I mean, all of the footfall, the daily traffic numbers that we give are based on estimates, really, approximations, not estimates, they're approximations. Well, obviously, but work done by the Department for Transport. Yeah. So I mean, I said the ones. I think Alexandra read. I think it was 18,000.
Yeah, something like
cars a day.
Yeah, crazy. And then I think the one at the top of Tregenissy Road was like 7,500 or 8,000, something like that
a day.
Yes,
I know, it's madness. And you've got to consider that's based on cars, not based on people.
Yeah.
So how many people are in average in a car? You know, you could have one or two, or you could have 3 or 4. So it's madness. The ones by the railway station in Truro, there's another one that they get 19,000 cars a day that go past that particular location. But that's not taking into account as well the fact that the station is opposite. Now we know from Network Rail, who obviously run all our rail networks, we know that 1.2 million people a year use Truro railway station. You know. I mean, if you break that down daily, that's 4,000 people a day. Yeah. You know, so you can add that on again. And then it's hard to quantify then how many people are actually pedestrians or actually walking up and down that road that are unconnected to the station. You know,
just walking into town.
Exactly. You know, the council offices are at the top of the road, Sainsbury's is at the top of the road, town's at the bottom. Yeah. You know, so it's a really, really good location to advertise your business, especially if you're looking for people in you know, central Cornwall. Yeah. Not just Truro. You could be a business outside of Truro. But to advertise there would be a really good option because you're capturing people that can maybe come in from St Austell or train to work every day or come in from Redruth or Penzance, you know. So you're really capturing a really big audience.
Yeah, definitely. So sort of how do you work out the billboards of pricing? Did you have a... They don't last a year, do they?
No, we do them a bit differently. We do offer yearly discounts. So if someone did want to take a billboard for 12 months, we actually offer a fairly large discount actually. We can do them for 8,500 plus the VAT for 12 months. Right. Which I know sounds like a lot of money, but if you break that down... 12 months. Exactly, it's 12 months, and you think about the daily footfall, that's actually a really good deal. But we generally tend to do it monthly or 2 weekly. Right. The reason why we do it that way is because that's generally how billboards are traded within the industry. So you have big agencies of country that buy. You know, McDonald's say has a budget of 25 million a year, and they'll go, I want our billboards in that postcode, and that postcode, and I've got this amount of money to spend here, here, and here, and they do it for like 2 weeks or a month, and that's how they do it. They tend to book it in slots of 2 weeks and above. So this is why we offer the 2 week or the monthly packages. Yeah. We generally tend to advise clients to take it for a month actually, because I think, especially in Cornwall, you're getting a really good split of people within a month, 30 days, rather than if you just take it for 2 weeks. It may be the wrong season, or it may be something's going on. Yeah. You know, and it may not have quite the impact, but that's all to do with planning on their side. Yeah. You know. But we fully encourage people to take them for a month or above, and that's how we generally come to the pricing on them, and that's why they're all priced pretty much the same, because that's the industry standard price. Right,
fantastic. Yeah. So like I mean, you mentioned sort of McDonald's there, and I know that sort of KFC does. I think KFC and McDonald's have. Just from driving past there, I'm sure I almost always see a KFC or McDonald's advert on there. Yeah. So they must have a third-party advertising agency, and then they go, there's a billboard there, and then they come to you to contact you.
Yeah, they get in touch and book it. And that's how it works, essentially. It may have been a while that you'd seen KFC there, because they haven't advertised with us since we've had them. Yeah. So it may have been in the past, perhaps.
Maybe so, because actually, thinking about it is October, and I've not been in St Austell that much. A bit longer.
We've probably had them since kind of November, December. So that's kind of how long we've had them for, really. But they do really well. I mean, we've run campaigns on the billboards with companies such as the Plymouth College of Art. Oh yeah. They've run a campaign with us in Cornwall, but also up as far as Bristol, which is where some of our other billboards are.
Oh yeah.
Next to kind of Cribbs Causeway and things like that.
Oh okay. So you're not just Cornwall then? You cover Southwest.
With our screens we just cover Cornwall at the moment, and we do have a new advertising screen in Plymouth actually, in Morgan's Gym in Plymouth, which is going in fairly soon. But our billboards actually stretch all the way up as far as Bristol and Swindon.
Right, wow.
But we have locations kind of in between that, so include kind of Torquay, Paynton, Western-super-Mare, Plymouth, and then down.
How did you sort of acquire the billboards then? Because it's not like there's billboards everywhere. It's not like Las Vegas. I mean, they're not exactly something that are they're not a frequent commodity to be purchasing.
No, are they?
You know what I mean?
Complete luck, really. I mean, we just had a call from a guy that kind of works within that industry. It's just having the contacts with the industry, really, to kind of say to them, we'd be interested.
Yeah.
To be able to offer them to our clients.
Mm.
And that's how.
And so do you lease the space, or do you own the billboard itself?
No, we basically we do a deal with the actual kind of media owner.
Okay.
So we take the billboards on and offer them to people.
Right,
so they're fully ours.
Okay,
and we're able to kind of offer them to our clients through those means, really, just by having the right contacts within the industry, really.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'd quite like to go back to sort of maybe a bit of your background then. So you talk about contacts there and everything. So you started this in October. So take me back sort of before that. What was your first job in advertising then?
So I started working for a company called Engine House Media.
Okay.
I think they're called 11 Media Group now, actually. And I know the guys very, very well. And I helped launch Cornwall Living magazine.
Mm-hmm.
I was the first employee they actually took on when they first started that magazine, but it's the free distribution, that really glossy lifestyle magazine that you see in waiting rooms, and a lot of people probably also get it through their letterboxes as well. So I helped launch that. I was the sales guy for a little while, and then I progressed across the production side of the actual magazine, so I was involved in the actual kind of collecting of imagery and copy and all this sort of stuff, and ensured that the magazine kind of came together at the end of every month.
Oh yeah.
And then kind of naturally again, I was kind of moved across the distribution side, the actual delivery.
Right.
And I came up with the distribution plan, how it was delivered, 40,000 copies every month.
Across
Cornwall. Yeah. So I came up with that particular plan for them. But I think as time went on, I found that I really, really enjoyed the kind of customer interaction side of it.
Yeah.
Speaking to advertisers and obviously helping them gain the most out of kind of what they get from their advertising. So I was there for 2 years, just over 2 years, I think. And then I was basically approached by another company that were kind of fairly new within the industry, and basically I helped kind of start and run their company for them for the last 4 years, and they did something very similar, kind of outdoor advertising and things like that. So, and then I got to the point where I thought, you know what, I think I need to do this myself.
Yeah.
I've got my business partner Spencer. Yeah. I've known him for 20 years. So it's great that I've got a friend that also had experience within the industry as well, that was happy to kind of put up with me on a daily basis, and come on board. So that's kind of how we got to this point, really.
Brilliant.
And it's been exciting. Yeah, it's been definitely a bit of a roller coaster, but.
Yeah, I mean, well, talk to me about sort of. So, when did you first start thinking I need to do this myself then? Because I'm fascinated by that, because obviously I'm sort of trying to build something where I can sort of take those steps as well, and I love the stories of how people manage to actually take those steps.
Definitely.
I mean, so when did you really first start thinking?
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to work for myself one day. I think I've always wanted to do that, but I think I kind of recognise the importance in kind of doing your time, as it were, within an industry, working with somebody else and learning about it. And obviously I did that for 7 years. I really learnt advertising and what it was all about, and especially advertising sales, because it's a different type of selling. People think, selling, they're trying to sell me something. It's a bit different, advertising sales, because it's a lot more consultative.
Right.
You're talking to clients about what it is that they've got, what their business is about. You're learning about their business and then trying to fit it within what you can offer.
Yeah.
And I like that type of consultative sales rather than this pushy nonsense that people still try and do in this day and age. It doesn't work with anybody. So I mean that's where I kind of learnt about the industry first, and then I worked within it for a number of years, and I took a break from the last company I was working for. I decided I wanted to take some time out to reflect. You know, I kind of got to the point. I just had a daughter as well.
Yeah.
She's nearly 1 now, believe it or
Wow.
not.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a 2-year-old. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're really ragged, don't they?
Yeah.
Really,
You wait till she's 2.
Oh, mate, she's already walking around, so that's the worrying thing. But so I took some time out, and then obviously had a discussion with Spencer, my business partner, and then he just got back from Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
And we just decided, you know, in October to get going, basically.
So what was the first few steps that you took then?
Find this office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's important to have a base. I mean, that's really important, you know, with advertising. I think if you've got a location in which people can contact you, and we were actually looking for a location where we could network quite heavily.
Right.
There was lots of other businesses, and that's why we decided to be based at the Health and Wellbeing Innovation Centre, because I think there's 40 other businesses in this one. Yeah. You know. So the plan is obviously to try and integrate ourselves within that community, and obviously find opportunities through that. And likewise, obviously working with Brock over at Cornish Partnerships as well, because I've known Brock from other businesses that he'd done in the past, and I've known Brock for quite a few years now. And same with Shane. I've known Shane for probably 6-7 years as well. We never done any business together. We always said we needed to. So that's kind of where that was our first step, is to find somewhere that we could call our base, but allow ourselves to be able to be mobile and obviously speak to people and 100%. Go from there, really.
Brilliant.
So, so that's all good.
Yeah. Awesome. So I mean, your office is cool. I love it. Like, I'd quite like something myself like this. I can't. I'm not really in the position to start doing that just yet.
Yeah, definitely.
It is cool. So you got your office, and then how did you? Then what was your first sale then? What was your first?
Well, I mean, first with our business, also we've got to find the locations to be able to have anything to sell. Yeah. You know, and our first actual location that we got was St Eville. Right. Because we approached those guys, went over to meet them, and they were really, really bought into the ideas that we had, and we put that screen up and basically just started selling. Yeah. You know, start from scratch. Just decided to ring up people that I knew and ring them up. Who's the best person to speak to? Get through to them. Oh, we've got this. We'll work for you because of this. Yeah. And that's kind of how we've grown, really.
Wow. You know, brilliant. So, how are you looking, sort of, to? What sort of by your end of your first year, then, sort of, or up to now, then, are you feeling like you're quite comfortable with your business, or do you feel like it's going well enough?
It is, it's going in the right direction, which is the main thing. I mean, it's all about getting the locations. Yeah. So, I mean, we're always in the hunt for new, locations with a really high footfall that are happy to look, have a screen on the wall or something like that. And that's. I mean, at the moment we've currently got 10 locations. Yeah. We've got another 7 planned in for later this year, which are yet to be installed. And then we've got 21, 6 metre by 3 metre billboards. But we'd like more. We'd like way more. I mean, I said what we've done in 6 months now. It's
I'm quite impressed.
Thank you.
I am quite impressed. I mean, if you've got 21 billboards, I know I'm not in the industry, and you've got the experience, you've got the people to talk to. Yeah. That's fine, but it's still actually getting to the point of acquiring those things. That's right. And then actually doing the other side of it, of getting people to actually advertise. Yeah, buy it. That's right.
This is the important thing.
And to have that number of and to have nearly 17 locations by the end of the year, after the end of your first year, I think to me that seems like a really good first year.
Yeah, we're pleased. Good. I mean, we'd like to keep going. We'd like to put as many in as we can, as long as the location's right. It has a good footfall. But we're still growing, and we're growing at a rate we're happy with, I think.
Perfect, brilliant. That's awesome. I've got a question I try to ask most guests.
Yeah, sure.
And it's kind of, I think it's quite fitting for the business that you're in. And it's if you actually had a billboard yourself, which you do, you've got 21 of them.
Have, yes.
But it's specific for Cornwall.
Yeah.
What would you... the only difference is if you could have what... Sorry, let me try and get it right.
Yeah.
It has to be in Cornwall. Where would you put it?
Yeah.
And what would you have on it?
Well, anything
you wanted in Cornwall. Where would you put it? Anywhere you want. But
that's an interesting one, isn't it? That one. I would say a really good location to put a billboard would be on the Piazza in Truro. Big digital one actually. Yeah. And what I'd like on there is to be able to give people up to date information. Yeah. I think that would be really interesting. And I think that's something that people would really engage with. Yeah. But make it Cornish. I'm Cornish. Yeah. You Cornish?
Yeah. There
you go. So you've got to stick to your roots. Yeah. I think, especially in this county, and I think people respect that as well.
Definitely.
So the last thing that we want to do is stick a billboard in the middle of a field, which would ruin, a lovely picture that someone could take of the county.
That's right.
You want to put a billboard by a beach or on Fistral or something like that. That's a bad example, but Porthminster and St Ives, you wouldn't want to put a massive billboard there. It would ruin the picture. Yeah. And that's 100%. The last thing we want to do.
Yeah, that's right. I think there'd be people going to rip it down, wouldn't they?
Exactly. But it's supposed to be subliminal at the end of the day. It's not supposed to be too
not in every picture that you see going up on Instagram.
This is it. Yeah, this is it. But
although for an advertiser that would be amazing.
That would be pretty amazing actually. Yeah, there's a lot of extra presence.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Brilliant. I think it's a good idea. Have you ever watched that episode? Have you ever watched Black Mirror?
Oh, I have done. Not all of them.
No, there's one of. It's kind of different, but there was a bloke, Waldo, or something.
I don't think I've seen that.
It was basically this guy on a screen.
Yeah.
But it was a cartoon character, and he was inside, making the character move and stuff. Like proper, really interactive thing.
Yeah.
But he ended up running for Prime Minister and stuff. And
really?
It was crazy. It was
I've got to watch that at some point.
Really good one. But I think that's almost like what you're offering is. I'm not saying you're going to create a cartoon character and start trying to take over.
Prime Minister.
Run for Prime Minister. But what you're offering is sort of the closest thing we've got to interactive screens, because it's not going to be long until there'll be a touchscreen television in a town or a city that you can go up to and sort of. I mean, they've got them at McDonald's to buy your products. Yeah. I mean, how long until?
I mean, that's the progression. That is the progression that we'd like. I mean, there's certain things that are being tested for the future, which allows you to be able to actually, if someone stands in front of your screen, it will automatically measure their demographic. So if it's, and I don't want to be too stereotypical here, but if it's a lady in her, say, mid-40s or between 30 and 40, and the computer picks that up, it will show them a perfume advert.
Ah, right, wow.
And that's the future.
Whew,
and then you're able to then feed that back to the advertiser and say, look, in this particular day, you've had 50 or I don't know, higher number than that, 1,000 people of your target market stand in front of our screen and your advert's been shown this many times. And you're giving them accurate feedback on that. Yeah. And that's something down the line which we'd absolutely love to start doing. Yeah, that's... I think the future for all sorts of things. Big Brother is watching. Oh, it's on it. Well, yeah. I mean, it is a bit like that, isn't it? It is a bit scary, but I mean that's something that's really interesting. I mean, again, we down the line we're also going to be offering tech services as well on all our screens and our billboards. So you can say text this code to this number, and it will send you more information. It will send you a link to your phone. Ah. And company can choose whatever they like. They can have their website on there, or an offer, or an event. Yeah. You can even tailor it down the line so that you can actually have two-way texts. Yeah. So you can actually text them, that they text you the number with this code. You text them back something with a questionnaire. Yeah. And they keep exchanging texts 2 or 3 times, so collect data.
Yeah, and talk to your the person that's interested in your business directly.
This is it.
It's like it's almost, instead of people trying to find you on Twitter, people finding you in the street and then contacting you first.
This is it. Yeah.
That's an interesting.
So it's a really interesting theory that we're going to be bringing in fairly soon.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's quite exciting times. We've got lots of things planned. That's for sure.
Fantastic. I mean, I think we've pretty much covered most of the things I've sort of want to talk about myself. Is there anything that you feel that we might not have touched on, or that you would like to bring up, or sort of anything at all that you...
I mean, just trying to think really about other things that we're doing. I mean, down the line, we're also going to be starting to offer websites.
Okay.
Fully designed websites to people.
Okay.
So that's something that's coming next month.
All right. Wow. Is that like an extra branch to your
business?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. So you're able to get in contact with us, and we'll find out exactly what your needs are and what you're looking for from a website, and we can take over the full design of that from start to finish, and also host it for you.
Fantastic.
As well, and you'll find it. I think you'll find us pretty competitive compared to other companies that are doing something fairly similar.
Yeah.
And because obviously we're offering that particular service as well as our other advertising, you get the benefits of being able to have certain privileges on the rates and discounts on the rates of our other opportunities as well.
Yeah.
As a result of us working with you on the website. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, okay, actually, that's given me another sort of idea and a thought
of
something to bring up, but which would be sort of talk me through sort of maybe 2 or 3 of your standard sort of package deals that you offer at the moment. Then.
Yeah, sure. So I'll start with the billboards.
Yeah.
So we can offer a billboard for 1 month, and that's £1,000 plus VAT.
Yeah.
But you do have to pay the production just of the artwork.
Okay, yeah.
So that's £260, but that is cost price, and that allows you to have the production, so the design, the printing, and also the fitting of that artwork as well for that month. So that's the cost of the billboards. As I said before, I think earlier, we can offer that for 12 months for just 8,500. So that's a really good saving.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously otherwise it'd be 12 grand. Down to 8.5. It's quite a set, nearly what, £3.5 saving.
Yeah.
So that's pretty incredible. And then screens wise, we've got a set price as well for our current location. So we charge £300 plus VAT for 12 months, and you get a 10-second advert on the screen of your choice. And you can, it's all part of that price. We can design it, and you can also a still advert, that is, not video, but we can design a still advert, and you can change it throughout the year whenever you like. And obviously, because we work with the Cornwall channel, we can put you in touch with Shane as well if you wanted a video of it, and he can do all that for you, and he does it all properly edited and formatted directly for our screens. So he knows exactly what we require and what works on the screens as well. I think obviously having experience in it himself from years ago, and he can put together that advert for you.
Brilliant.
So that's basically what we do in a nutshell.
Yeah. Brilliant. Someone could. So like for me, if I come to you and said I want to advertise the Kernow Kast on, say 3 of your screens, I could do that, and it would cost £900.
Well, actually, it's funny you should say that, because we've actually got a bit of an offer going on at the moment.
Okay.
Well, for you it wouldn't, because you're a member of Kernow
Cornish Partnerships. Yeah.
So for you actually get 15% off the rates.
Okay.
So it would bring it from £300 down to £255 plus the VAT for 12 months, just because you're a Cornish Partnerships member.
Brilliant.
So that's handy.
Yeah.
Another thing that we can do, we can put together package deals. So if you want more than 2 or 3 screens, we can package them together for you and offer more discount on that as well.
Fantastic.
So that's something that we like to do. It's a bit more bespoke. Rather than people just buying off rate card. We like to be able to talk to people about what their needs are and what they're looking for, and put together something that will suit them. Yeah,
definitely. Because I mean, if you're looking at attractions, I mean, I'll tell you what then, actually, while it's in my head, talk me through your 10 locations then. Where have you I don't know if you've mentioned them all.
Yeah, I don't know, I mentioned all of them. I've touched on a few of them. Yeah. I mean, we've got the Cornwall Animal Hospital.
Oh yeah.
We've actually got 2 locations there because they've got the hospital and they've got the retail outlet in Poole.
Okay.
We've also got, I'm trying to think off the top of my head now, we've got St Eville, which I mentioned before. We've also got Flounders Fish and Chip Shop in Newquay and also in Truro, which is a really good location, obviously really high footfall.
Yeah.
We've also got Saints Health and Wellbeing, which is a gym based up at St Rugby Club.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
They're up at St Rugby Club as well. So we've got that, and then we've also got Morgan's Gym up in Plymouth, which is a really good gym. We've got about 1,000 members.
Wow.
Use the gym more than once a week, so really high footfall again there. What else have we got? I'm trying to think of my other locations. Oh, sorry, we've got
5.
Sandy Lodge Hotel over in Newquay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is another one. And we've got a few more soon to come, basically, which I can tell you about in due course.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool. I mean, it seems like you've got... It's quite a diverse range there.
Yeah.
For the few that you've got already in your few months. I mean, you mentioned a couple of gyms, you've got the chippies, and you've got a couple of like a hotel and the animal hospital there. Yeah. I mean, very different customer bases almost, isn't there? Different people coming in and out.
Yeah, yeah. So we've done that on purpose.
Well, yeah, definitely.
This is the key thing, because the worst thing is if you put all your eggs in one basket. If you've just got a location which has got a particular type of demographic and a particular number of footfall, there's only a certain amount of companies that you can approach and say this would actually work really well for your business because of this. I mean, if you just went to people and said, we've got a hotel, screening a hotel, who's that really going to benefit?
I suppose what you're doing is you're limiting yourself to attractions, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like attractions themselves.
So I mean, what we've done is we've allowed any business essentially. I would quite confidently say if any business approached us to say, have you got anything that would suit us, I could say yes. Yeah. Even just based on 10 locations. Because I think that the Cornwall Animal Hospital, that's all locals. Yeah. You know, but that's locals in the mid Cornwall area. Mm-hmm. You know, if you came to me and said about St Eville, and you wanted to target families, then yeah, St Eville's perfect for them. Yeah. So, you know, we've got many different types of locations that will suit many different demographics. But likewise, if you're just looking to brand awareness, then we could make an argument for any of our locations. Yeah. You know, working for you in that sense. Brilliant.
Well, it seems like I think what you've done in your less than 6 months or about 6 months.
It's roughly that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think is quite impressive. It's quite inspiring. I think you've done such. No, it's true though. It seems like you've done such a great job so far.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. And I've just got to say, you know, thanks. Unless there is something else that you've thought of in the time before we sort of close out.
No, I think that's pretty much covered everything that we do. Really, I mean, I think we'd really like to meet as many people as possible. So if you've got a business and you really looking to get your name out there, then I think get in touch with us. Yeah. And also visit our website as well, which is bigboxadvertising.com. And also follow us on social media as well. We tend on our social media, and you'll like this, on our Facebook page, we do a monthly competition. Okay. Where you can, last time we did a monthly competition where you can win a £50 Amazon voucher.
Oh, nice.
So keep an eye on that on our Facebook page, because we get some good entries on that. And also it helps our clients, because we like to kind of give our advertisers social media support as well. Right. So, yeah. Brilliant. Keep an eye on all of that, I would have said.
Brilliant. So it would be what, Big Box Advertising on Facebook?
Big Box Advertising on Facebook, yeah.
Twitter?
Twitter's Big Box Ads, at Big Box Ads. And we've also got an Instagram account as well, actually. Yeah. So follow us on Instagram as well.
Smashing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, I'll put all the links in the descriptions.
Brilliant, thank you.
Anyway, obviously. And all the best for the rest of the rest of
and you
advertising. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
you. You. Good luck.
I'm going to try. I'm going to keep going.
Definitely. And, thanks for having us on the show.
Hey, no problem. No, I really enjoyed our discussion.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe we can do it again in a few months' time. And we'll see how you
definitely. Well, I'll see you at the next Cornish Partnerships event.
Will.
So up at the Vic Inn. So
perfect.
That'll be good.
Smashing. All right. Well, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Cheers,
and see you again.
See you soon. Thanks very much.
Cheers and go. Okay, so there we go. That was Mike B from Big Box Advertising. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, and thank you so much for listening. Like I said, you can find them at bigboxadvertising.com, Facebook, and at bigboxads on Twitter and Instagram, and LinkedIn as well. Mike is on. The band at the beginning were a Sonostal band called True Collision. Find them on Facebook and YouTube. Sorry, I had a mind blank then. And their website is truecollision.com, and the track was called Get Crazy With Me Tonight. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, you can advertise on the podcast, contact me for more details. If you've watched on YouTube for the whole thing, then you would have seen it. You would have seen sort of the ad product with Kernow valeting and detailing, so you would have seen what I'm offering. And then also go and check out the vlog, please, and try and figure me out a little bit more. That's the idea, and see what I'm really trying to do. That's the idea. It's quite a late night. It's been a long week. Been busy. Lots going on. So I'm a bit on the tired side at the moment, but it's all good. Still ploughing through it. Been a long week at the office, as they say, and yeah. So no worries. I will see you next week, and until then, take care, all the best, and thanks again for listening. Cheers, my dears.